Good afternoon, Wisconsin. It is great to see all these Badgers out here. It is great to be back at Dane Manufacturing. I've been here not once, not twice, but 3 times, but this is the first time to be at Dane Manufacturing in Waunakee, the only Waunakee in the world. But you know, more exciting than that is to have President Donald Trump in Dane County. How about that? You know, in a minute, my good friend and yours as well, former Governor Tommy Thompson, is going to join us up here as well. And between the two of us, we've won 7 statewide elections here in this state. That's right. And with your help, we're going to win another one for Donald J. Trump this fall. Tommy and I know that to win statewide, you got to have a 72-county strategy. That means you not only win in my county, where Tonette and I live, in Waukesha, you got to win in Door County, and Douglas County, and Grant County, and Kenosha County, in Milwaukee County, and yes, you got to do well in Dane County to carry the state of Wisconsin, and that's what we're going to do for President Donald J. Trump. But let me give you a little tip here, particularly for those of you who live here in Dane County. Now, you need to go beyond your comfort zone. You need to talk to family and friends, neighbors and coworkers, including some who maybe don't typically vote for a Republican. In fact, when you talk to some of your family and friends, neighbors and coworkers, they might say to you, well, I don't always like everything that President Trump says. They might say, I don't like some of the things he posts. But remind them with this truth, this simple truth: life was better when Donald Trump was president of the United States. Right? It was. It was. Right? I mean, they can tell you all that stuff, but it's a simple fact. Repeat it with me. Life was better when Donald Trump was president, right? I mean, think about high prices. Prices were lower when Donald Trump was president of the United States. I go to the Quick Trip in Delafield, just down the road from our house. I pay about $1.25 more than I did when Donald Trump was president. When I go to the grocery store, Albright's across the way and down about 5 minutes from my house, I can fill up about 1 compared to the 2 carts we could fill for the same price when Donald Trump was president. Housing prices in the state are almost up 30%. That hits home. I've got a son and daughter-in-law who just built and moved into a new home. They're paying almost $1,000 more per month on their mortgage payment than when Donald Trump was president. Life was better when Donald Trump was president. And it's not just about prices. Think about our border. Our border was more secure when Donald Trump was president. You may say that's a border issue. It's for border states. Well, when we see kids dying of fentanyl and other illegal drugs in this county or in this state, anywhere across Wisconsin or anywhere across the country, that border security issue is a national security issue. Life was better when we had a president who secured the border, built the wall, put in place policies like Stay in Mexico that actually protected us and didn't have the kind of overdose deaths that we see right now under the Biden-Harris agenda. Life was better when Donald Trump was president. And finally, violent crime was less of a concern. In fact, not only was violent crime lower when Donald Trump was president, if you look particularly before COVID, the violent crime rate in America was less when Donald Trump was president than it was when Barack Obama was president of the United States. That's because we had a president who supported law enforcement, who actually made sure that criminals ended up in jail and kept us safe. Life was better when Donald Trump was president. So you might have friends and neighbors, coworkers, and others who will tell you, hey, I don't like everything he says or everything he does, but in the end, they cannot deny these truths. Life was better, and with your help, we're going to spread that word. We're going to knock on doors. We're going to make phone calls. We're going to fill out cards, and we're going to make sure that life is better, not just for Donald Trump, but all of us in Dane County, every other county in Wisconsin, and every other place across America when Donald Trump is the next president of the United States. God bless you.